What's up, guys? Welcome to the Man Solution podcast. This is episode 4. And man, really getting underway. This is exciting. So today I want to talk about belief. You know, I don't mean belief in the sense that I'm trying to convince you all what to believe or that you should believe in certain things or believe what I believe. Rather, the basis of this conversation is that you should believe in that which empowers you. You know, I believe that our beliefs shape our reality. So it's very important to audit the things that you believe because some of them may be ridiculous. It takes a lot of maturity, self-awareness, and a lack of ego in order to really audit the things that you believe and ask yourself whether or not they are serving you or whether they're causing a hindrance in your life and they're holding you back. And coming to reality that some of the things that you've been believing your entire life, well, that's kind of painful. It's a stark reality, right? So some things I want to touch on today. I want to talk a little bit about some of the different types of beliefs around the world. We don't have to get too deep into that, and just high level examples. I think that gives us good insight into my message. I also want to talk about the placebo effect and the power of the placebo effect. And I really want to wrap this up by really inspiring you all and essentially calling you all, challenging you all to use your beliefs as weapons in life. And we'll talk a bit more on that later. But starting from the top, when we think of beliefs, our beliefs are ingrained into us. It's what dictates how we believe or how we navigate the world. It dictates what decisions we make. It dictates what direction our life heads into, and it dictates our reality. Because there's so much power in the mind and in the internal thoughts that we have in our mind. And I want to convince you of the fact that your thoughts do create your reality. The internal dialogue that you have with yourself, those internal conversations that no one else hears, those things create your reality. So if you are having thoughts or if you have beliefs about something that are destructive, where you're going to create that in the real world, right? But not only do I want to talk about belief in terms of what we're creating in our life, in terms of more like manifestation, I also want to talk about how powerful beliefs can be as a driving force for why you do what you do. So I think that's a good segue into the first segment, is talking about some of the different types of beliefs around the world culturally, right? There's obviously a lot of different cultural differences in society. There always have been, right? Different cultures have believed different things. They believed in different gods. They believed in different ways of life. They believe in different traditions. There's the difference in different cultures is so vast. But those differences create the reality, and they create the driving force for how they live their life, like I just mentioned. So let's think about the Japanese dive bombers, right? I'm pretty sure most of you all listening right now, the thought of you being a kamikaze pilot and dive bombing onto a ship in your little airplane, I'm pretty sure most of you all are with me to think that that is completely out of line for me. That is something I would never possibly do in any realm. There's no way I'd put myself in that position, and I'd be willing to do that. But these dive bombers, they believe that dying for Japan and their emperor, that this was, this was like honorable, right? They saw themselves just like the samurai in the Middle Ages, like they were these brave Japanese warriors, which is powerful, right? Let's leave morality out of the conversation. By the way, this isn't a conversation about what's necessarily right or wrong, what's moral or immoral. You can make your own judgment on that. I'm specifically talking about belief and how this belief is driving a human being to do such an incredible feat. And sacrificing yourself is incredible. Obviously, not taking someone's life is not necessarily incredible, but the act of being willing to put yourself in the position, that shows the conviction, that shows the power behind these individuals' beliefs. And I think most people would call people like that crazy. Maybe this is because I'm a man and this is more of a masculine thing to identify with honor more than women. Men. That's why men love war movies, right? They can recognize the honor inside of the soldiers that are sacrificing their life. We can, as men, it's easy for us to resonate with that because that is also inside of us. That is a masculine a value for us. We want that. That's why a lot of men, when you're younger, you have dreams of like saving people, right? You want to be the hero. You always want to be there's thoughts and ideas about being the guy that's ready to put it all on the line because that is a masculine thing. So I can admire someone being so convicted in what they believe, that what they believe is right, that they're willing to put their life on the line for it. That is powerful, right? Someone else that I think of is, think of the Vikings and Valhalla, right? Valhalla was this battlegrounds where, you healed over and over again. You're just in battle and there's unlimited beer and they never ran out. And it was basically like their heaven. And Valhalla for these Viking warriors was their greatest motivation. It encouraged them to be fearless on the battlefield and actually embrace danger, because for them, dying in battle was the honorable thing to do, right? That was honorable for them. It meant something. They're not scared of dying because what comes after death, what they believe comes after death, is honor, is a life of satisfaction. And they are more than willing to put that on the line. They truly believed this. They had clear conviction that what they were doing was not only the right thing, but they knew that what they were doing was going to get them to where they wanted to be. And that was the driving force for them, right? So think about us, men, in our daily lives. Think about the things that we want to do. Think about the things that we want to get done. But because we don't believe that we're doing the right thing, or because we don't believe that what we're doing is going to get us where we want to be, we are not empowered to put everything we have into our lives. We are not empowered to give it our all with our career, with our business, with our work, with our family, with whatever it is. Because we do not believe with conviction that this is getting us to that next step, and this is the honorable thing to do. This is what I should be doing, and I am not going to be steered off course. There's nothing that can stop me from completing this task or this mission or whatever it is. It's that conviction that gets you through life, and it gets you to a point where you can do anything, literally anything. And just like the individuals we're talking about now, they're completely okay with putting their life on the line. That's just a segue to greatness. That's a segue to honor. Now, of course, today, because we are so civilized, the idea of putting your life on the line isn't necessarily as necessary for honor these days. There's not much opportunity for it. Well, I live in America, so there's no like civil wars going on here at the moment. I'm very safe, right? For me, honorable doesn't for me to be honorable, I don't have to go risk my life necessarily right now. Maybe there's some places in the world where that's still the case, right? And it's dependent on the beliefs of that individual that determine what actions they take in those circumstances. But if you're listening to this, odds are you're probably not in a civil war right now either, or in some other war or conflict. Odds are. Odds are the honorable thing for you to do is to get up, get out of bed, and start taking action. Odds are the honorable thing for you to do as a man is probably just hit the gym. It's probably just stay disciplined with your diet. Odds are the honorable thing to do for you is just put down the video games right now. Give it a break for right now and just go focus on something else. Focus on your career. Focus on building resources, right? Focus on reading. Turn off the Netflix. Pick up a book. Odds are that is the honorable thing to do for you right now. And I got to ask, is that really that much of a challenge? Is it really that much of a challenge? Now think of, you have the suicide bombers in the Middle East as well, right? Again, this isn't about right or wrong, just about what is. These individuals believe that they are doing what's right. They are doing what's honorable. They are sacrificing themselves for what they believe in. And they believe by doing this, it's just a barrier of entry to get to heaven, and you have paradise. And, you know, what is it, 72 virgins, or like you have all this freedom and just fulfillment by making this sacrifice. That's what they believe. But they believe with conviction, again, that they are willing to put their life on the line. They're willing to sacrifice everything in this world to get to that other side. So what are you guys willing to sacrifice to get to the other side? The other side for you all doesn't need to be the afterlife. In this case, the other side for you all as men is really just a better version of yourself. That's what the other side is for you. The other side for you is a version of yourself that's not addicted to alcohol or drugs or pornography. The other side of you is the version of yourself that's not wasting their life on a couch somewhere, being lazy, watching reruns of Walking Dead and Ozark. The other side for you is the better version of yourself that heals all their trauma from their childhood and is actually able to recreate themselves and set the example for everyone around them. That's the other side for you all. The other side is the responsible version of yourself, is the version of yourself that takes accountability. It's the version of yourself that's honest, that operates out of integrity and not willing to sacrifice that integrity. That's the other side for you. Your life's not on the line here. The best version of yourself is. And that's what you're sacrificing by having the wrong beliefs. So where do our beliefs come from? Right? Most of our beliefs come from our childhood. You spend the first 8 years of your life with being programmed, your subconscious mind's being programmed. So when it comes to beliefs about health, about money, about work ethic, all that stuff is ingrained into you as a child. Versus for a lot of people out there, most of the time, if you come from a poor family, odds are your parents convinced you and made you believe that money is evil. Your family convinced you that rich people and wealthy people are evil. So now, odds are, if you're this person, you grow up with the belief that money and rich people are evil. So because you believe that, you are now denying any opportunity for you to create money and wealth for yourself. Because again, your beliefs create your reality. So again, you got to audit your beliefs. Do your beliefs empower you? Do your beliefs put you in position to win and succeed? Do you believe that when it comes to your health, that there's nothing you can do and it's just your genetics and you're the weight that you are? You're as weak and as frail as you are? Do you believe that? Or do you believe that with proper diet, rest, and exercise, you can actually make something out of yourself? You can actually improve your health. Do you believe that? Do you believe that your health is 100% in your circumstances? Because if you don't believe that, then what's going to happen? You're going to continue to create that frail, weak, unhealthy version of yourself because your beliefs create your reality. Audit your beliefs. If you've been told as a child that you're never going to make it, you're the problem child, and one day you're going to grow up and become a failure, and no one's going to want to associate with you, and this and that. There's a lot of kids out there who've been told those things. I'm sure some of you listening may have gone through those kind of experiences, or you may know someone who has. So if those beliefs are still what you believe, if those narratives are what you believe as an adult, then that's the reality you're creating. If you are still believing that the dumb negative shit that your parents or your friends or your family or whoever said to you, if you allow that to be a belief in your mind, you are allowing that to dictate your reality. Because if you don't believe you're worth it, if you don't believe that you can make something of yourself, if you don't believe that you can truly solve yourself and get out of your own way, then it's never going to happen. Your beliefs are the driving force. They are what drive you. When I was in my early 20s and all I was doing was partying, getting in trouble, fights, just stupid shit. At that time, I believed that I had time. I believed that fun at the moment, or what I thought was fun, was more important. That's what I believed. I believed that I was still young, and that one day I'll be able to get it all together and things will be okay. Now, fortunately for me, it ended up working out. I turned myself around. But what I see now is that if I would have had better beliefs ingrained into me as a child, because my beliefs was that fun was more important, discipline didn't matter, respect didn't matter, rules didn't matter, accountability, what's that? I can do whatever I want. This is what I believed as a child due to a lack of good parenting. So these beliefs led me in the hospital multiple times, from fighting, breaking my hands. In the military, I ended up in the brig. for assault, losing my rank. My beliefs, they led me to crash a car and put myself in a position where I'm getting shot at. My beliefs led me to destroying all of my relationships, whether romantic or friendships. So when I look back now and I think of what would my life look like right now if I believed that I didn't have as much time as I thought I did, and that respect mattered, honesty mattered, my health mattered, what would my life look like now? If I didn't spend, 18 to 24 wasting my life completely. I'd be so much farther ahead. So much farther ahead. Now, I'm still grateful for the experiences. I'm grateful for what I went through. I'm grateful for it all because it has still led me here today. And those lessons are the building blocks on which I'm building this podcast off of. So those lessons, those mistakes, everything that I fucked up in my life, I can now give back. I can now add value by sharing my stories, sharing my circumstances, and hoping that it connects and resonates with you all. Because I'm pretty sure the circumstances that created the monster that I was in my early 20s and my late teens are very similar circumstances to what a lot of you men are dealing with out there as well. So I'm very certain that a lot of you are going through the same challenges. You can't figure out why you can't make more of yourself. You can't figure out why you can't get out of your own way. And a lot of it has to do with the things that you believe. I used to believe I was invincible. I'd be fighting often. I'd get very close to getting in trouble, but just a nice little slap on the wrist. Nice little slap on the wrist. Another slap on the wrist. After so many slaps on the wrist, you truly start to believe that there's nothing anyone can do to you. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that I was untouchable. And then I found myself in a prison cell with my entire future on the line. That was such a stark reality for me, a reality check, a gut check. And at that moment, I got very humbled. And what it did was it changed what I believed. I no longer believed that I was untouchable. I no longer believed that I can keep getting away with the things that I was getting away with. I no longer believe that I can keep cutting corners and just continue to go down this road of destruction. And it wasn't a quick fix. It wasn't like, all right, I believe, now my life has changed. This happened. Now I'm completely new. It's still a process of rebuilding yourself. So if you all believe today that you can do anything that you can do anything that you set your mind to. If you choose today to believe in that which empowers you, if you believe that your life is 100% in your control, if you believe that everything in your life is basically a circumstance to make you better, no matter how negative you may think the situation is, no matter how bad the situation you may think it is, it's there for you. It's there to serve you. There's something you can do with your situation. There's something you can get out of it that can put you ahead. if you believe that you are not a victim, if you believe that your health is in your hands, your ability to create finances and resources for yourself and your family is in your hands, if you believe that going the opposite way of society is healthy for you, if you believe these things, you will win and you will get out of your own way. Drop the beliefs that drag you down. And it's as simple as just stopping yourself when you start telling that stupid ass story. Those stories in your head, you're like, nah, I really want to start that business or work on this project. I really want to apply for that job, but I'm just not cut out for it. That's just not for people like me. Those kind of stories. Once you catch yourself telling that story, stop. Stop it. Like, just stop telling it. And you can literally change the story, change the narrative in your mind, and convince yourself that you are worthy of that opportunity. Convince yourself that you are the type of person that deserves good things to happen because you are a good person. That's part of the magic, is convincing yourself. Sometimes you have to brainwash yourself. You have to completely brainwash yourself, even if you're delusional. You think anyone remotely successful in any terms, remotely successful in health, wealth, their relationships, do you think they're reasonable? No, they're delusional. They're brainwashed. You have to be brainwashed into believing something so that way you can act on conviction and go against the grain. Because most people are not willing to be convicted to a belief or an ideology that serves them. Most people in society are going to fall victim to their lowest nature, right? They want to fall into sin. They want to just be gluttons. They want to be prideful and angry, and they want to fall into lust. They want those things. It's easy because that's the easy route. But when you choose to believe that those sins, those things do not serve you, and when you choose to believe that there's a different way to operate in life, and you can go against the grain, you can go against what everyone else is doing, the belief that you are doing the right thing, and that by doing that right thing, you will get down the right path and to the right destination, that is what drives you. That is what drives you. So audit your beliefs. Write them down if you have to. Audit your beliefs and start telling different stories. And these beliefs will start creating a different reality for you. But always ensure that no matter what you believe in that which empowers you. If you start telling yourself a story about something and you feel the energy being drained from your body, you feel disempowered, you feel demotivated, that's not empowering. That's not something you should be adopting. You should let that belief go. Believe in that which empowers you. Well, I'll cut it there. Thank you all for listening. If you like the episode, subscribe, like, comment. And I highly recommend sharing it with somebody if you found value. If not, hey, no worries. So glad you're here. I will see you on the next episode. Peace.